Legal experts have slammed Trump's pre-sentencing interview as an example of a two-tier justice system. The ex-president appeared for his pre-sentencing interview virtually from his home Mar-a-Lago with his attorney Todd Blanche by his side. The legal expert argued that such privileges are not extended to all convicts. Let's take a look at the consequences these unusual privileges might have on the legal system.
So, as you mentioned, they're allowing Trump to do this pre-sentencing interview with the New York Probation Department from his home here in Mar-a-Lago, which is a very unusual exception, but Trump is, of course, an unusual case. This is the first former president to ever undergo this type of interview. It's really a standard part of the pre-sentencing process, which is ultimately given to the judge who will be sentencing Trump on July 11th. Another special allowance that they're giving Trump is that his attorney, Todd Blanche, is going to be present at this interview with him. That's very rare. It's not normally allowed at these New York State pre-sentencing interviews.
So there you have it. Just like the reporter said that Trump was allowed to attend the pre-sentencing interview virtually from his home Mar-a-Lago, which is strange because most of the convicts have to attend these in person. Trump was also allowed to have his attorney Todd Blanche with him throughout the interview, which again is unusual because most convicts have to attend it alone. A jury had convicted Trump of 34 counts of falsifying business records to hide a hush money payment to porn star Stormy Daniels just before the 2016 presidential elections. She claims she had a sexual encounter with Trump a decade earlier, which Trump denies.
This is a landmark case, as you know, the first criminal trial against a former president or presumptive nominee to be the next one. Mr. Trump is facing 34 counts of falsifying business records stemming from an alleged hush money scheme to pay off adult film star Stormy Daniels during the 2016 election. He has pleaded not guilty and denied their alleged sexual encounter, but his fate has just been decided by the jury.
So after the indictment, Trump had to reappear on July 11th for sentencing, but before that, he had to give a pre-sentencing interview. The purpose of a pre-sentencing interview is to learn about a felon's social and criminal history, financial situation, marital life, and any health issues that may be pertinent when deciding a potential prison sentence. Information gathered from the meeting is given to the case's judge, who then takes it into consideration when deciding a sentence.
A pre-sentence investigation is a report requested by the court, usually developed by a probation officer who conducts a very thorough investigation of the defendant's background and makes a recommendation to the court as to sentence.
So that's what a probation interview is. Now let's get into why Trump's pre-sentencing interview is unusual compared to other convicts. There are two objections that the law experts have. Horn, a former commissioner of the New York Department of Corrections and Probation, said, pre-sentencing meetings are usually held in person, allowing a probation officer to ask pressing questions about a convict's life without outside interference. Those same questions were likely asked Monday, Horn said. But Trump had Blanche to lean on for answers from the comfort of Mar-a-Lago. The following clip is a dramatization. We see the convict walk alone into the office without a lawyer.
My name is Nicole Harrington. I'm an adult probation and parole officer here in the Pre-Sentence Investigation Division. Purpose of the pre-sentence investigation is to assist the judge in determining an appropriate sentence based on the charges that you've pled to or you've been convicted of. The purpose of the pre-sentence investigation is also to assess your needs in the community and to help the probation and parole department form an appropriate supervision plan. Mr. Smith, I'd like to begin.
The pre-sentence investigation reports do vary in format from county to county in Pennsylvania, although all do include essentially the same information.
Social Security number, please.
Yep, he's there in prison and without a lawyer. The Legal Aid Society, the Bronx Defenders, New York County Defender Services, and the Neighborhood Defender Service of Harlem slammed Trump's pre-sentencing interview as an example of a two-tiered system of justice. All people convicted of crimes should be allowed counsel in their probation interview, not just billionaires. Pre-sentencing interviews with probation officers influence sentencing, and public defenders are deprived of joining their clients for these meetings. The option of joining these interviews virtually is typically not extended to the people we represent either, they said. Richard Serafini, a former New York and federal prosecutor, said that a judge is often looking to see if the newly convicted criminal is showing remorse for their crime or not. What's usually really important is that the person shows some regret for having committed the crime, that they accept responsibility and indicate that they're sorry. However, Trump had vehemently denied any wrongdoing in his case and gave no indication he plans to show a sliver of remorse.
This was a disgrace. This was a rigged trial by a conflicted judge who was corrupt. It's a rigged trial, a disgrace. They wouldn't give us a venue change. We were at 5% or 6% in this district, in this area. This was a rigged, disgraceful trial. But the real verdict is going to be November 5th by the people.
Trump repeated the same mantra in his recent email. Can you believe this, friend? Their email read, "I'm actually about to speak to a probation officer after my rigged conviction. My only crime? Putting the American people ahead of the communists, Marxists, and fascists that want to see our country destroyed." Trump's sentencing is scheduled on July 11th, just 4 days before the Republican National Convention. Thanks for watching, and God bless America.